Hi, everybody. Thank you again for coming to this town hall meeting for our August town hall meeting. Again, my name is Sugar Palino for those of you who don't know me. Um, I am co-owner and co-founder of Island Oasis. The other co-owner and co-founder is Damian Palino, which is my in-world partner and my real-life husband. I take care of everything that happens inside of Island Oasis. He takes care of all of the technical things that makes Island Oasis work. Um, the other person on our staff is Sophia Palino. She is on our executive staff. She is also marketing director, the marketing department director. But she does like a million other things. So that's just kind of one of her titles. So moving on, let's start with our stats. Let me bring up our stats. Our current active regions is 202. Total residents is 7,406. Total logins the last 30 days is 7,334, and unique logins for the last 30 days is 998. Those are awesome. Our new member accounts are doing really good. In July, these are stats for July that I'm giving you. The new member count was 378 new members, which is really good. June we had 328. So we're definitely rising with the new member count. As of today, from August 1st to August 3rd, we've already had 28 new member accounts. So that is super awesome. Thank you. So, yeah, there's lots of stuff going on over there. That's a whole nother animal. Okay, so moving on, I want to start today by talking about the rental boxes at the Freeland. We have just rolled out, as we stated at the last town hall meeting, the new policy for the Freeland, sent out multiple notices in world and out of world, had a special meeting, which I've also been, that was recorded, and I have been sending notices and group IMs and things for people to view that meeting alone. The new policy is the 60-day policy for the Freeland, that you're able to now get your Freeland for 60 days. After 60 days is when you'll need to start looking for, if you still, want a parcel here in IO, you'll have to start looking in different places to find it. That is to help stimulate IO, its merchants, its members. It's to help all around. So some of the different places will donate free carpet. See, Froggy will help you out too. She's there. Some of the different places and ways to get free land, or to get land once your 60 days has expired, is obviously you could buy a region. We sell our economy and elite regions. We sell the two regions, which Damien will be talking about this part next. We have rolled out our mainland. That started as of August 1st. So you could purchase a parcel on mainland. We have members on the grid that are renting out parcels. They rent out anywhere from small parcels to full regions. So you're able to do it that way. Or if you don't have the money or don't want to pay for a parcel, there's always staff positions open that you're able to get a parcel on the staff land. So those are all different opportunities for you to still be able to have your own place here in Island Oasis. The rental boxes that I did put out, yes, Sugar did a big mistake without realizing. With the Firestorm viewer, when you put something out, it automatically like shares it with the group that is activated. So because of me being a Palino, I happen to have my Palinos group, which is specifically only for the Palinos. Well, I put down all of the new rental boxes, all 288 rental boxes, and realized, because it does invite you to the group, because you have to be in the IO Community Islands group in order to res. It was inviting everybody to the Palino group. So yeah, that did not work out well. I didn't realize it. No, they got not as owner. It was just inviting them as, the everyone role. But that didn't help with people being able to res because it was the wrong group. So I have sent out notices. We figured that out. In fact, Damien figured it out and corrected me that next morning. So I went through again all 288 boxes and put them to the correct group. But there was a handful of people that were already put into the Palinos group. I sent out notices to let everybody know I'm not kicking you guys, kind of things. You have your free land, nothing personal, but that group was specifically unadopted them. That group was specifically for the Palinos, not for the free land. So I did have to remove all of that. The handful of people that were put in the Palino group, I had to remove them. Please do not take it personally. I didn't invite you. I know that sounds really bad, but I didn't invite you to the group. The boxes do that. Yeah, I own the boxes, so it kind of looks like I personally did it. So I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea that I invited you and then I kicked you out kind of thing, because that was not the case. It was a mistake that the box was set to a wrong group, and I just had to, I'm blaming the box. I gotta blame something. So I just wanted to clear that up for everybody so that way there's no misunderstandings, because I know I've had a few instant messages wondering why I kicked them out of the group, and it was not a personal thing. It was just a mistake that had to be corrected. So if you have any questions about that or don't understand about that, just come see me afterwards and we can talk. Okay, the next thing. Oh yeah, here is the video. For those of you who have not watched it yet, I try to post that as much as I can for those of you who have free land or want to know about the free land policy, because it's kind of a bigger change in IO. We did hold that special meeting, describes in detail what we're doing, why we're doing it. Other members were there asking questions. So I encourage everybody to view that video. You might, if you have questions, you might want to watch the video first, because I'm sure that will answer a lot of questions. Okay, that takes care of that. Next thing I want to talk about is our greeter position. A greeter position is an extremely important position. It helps people feel welcome when they first come in. We still have our mentor position. Those are for people who are trained a lot more and are dedicating 4 hours a week to welcome people and answer questions and things like that at the welcome zone. The greeter position is not quite as intense with training, but you do have to know the basics of IO. We have a lot of people that first land, and the second they land in IO, they say, well, I'd like to be a greeter. And I ask them, I say, okay, here's a couple things you need to know. And usually the first question I ask is, what is the name of this grid or virtual world? And because they've just landed, a lot of people I've gotten that response. I've gotten the welcome zone as a response. So in order to correctly greet somebody, there's basics you need to know. You need to know what grid you're actually greeting people to. A lot of people ask about the money system, so you need to know what Pelinos are or what P's stand for here in IO. You need to be able to direct them to the free mall so that way they can get changed and get free items. Also to where the information kiosks are, and to if they're not able to answer questions, direct them to who can, which would be Sophia, Damien, or myself. So with the greeter positions, you do get paid to sit in the chairs. You're allowed to sit 2.5 hours a day, or up to 2.5 hours a day. You can sit all day if you want, but you're only going to get paid for 2.5 hours a day. And there is no set time. You kind of set your own schedule. I am looking for greeter positions for if you can at least be there like once a week. That would be great. We don't have a set schedule, but I don't want you to log in once, become a greeter, and then not log in again for another year, because then people may ask you questions and you're really out of the loop then. So it's nice if it's like once a week you can stop in so you can greet people. Other than that, I'm going to turn it over to Damien. Before I do, we're just going to try and hold off all questions until the very end of the meeting, and then we will open the floor for all questions and comments. So here's Damien.
Hello everybody. Can everyone hear me? First double check that. You should be able to. Okay, cool. Still not look. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just want to go over a couple things. We really had a busy week this week, so I want to talk about what we were busy working on. The first thing I want to talk about is mainland. That's probably the biggest thing we had going on this week. And that is the implementation of our new mainland. There is a continent on the world map near the northern end of the map called Austrium. That is the mainland continent. We have quarter sims for sale there for $11 a month, 11 US dollars a month. And they are residential only. And you can purchase them on our website. The way this process works is very similar to purchasing a regular private region. You would go through the purchase process. Obviously, you would skip past the part where you have to pick the map location and the terrain, because with mainland you're purchasing a parcel, not a full region, so those two options don't apply. It forwards you to PayPal. You set up your your PayPal profile, brings you back. It's imperative that if and when you do this, you allow PayPal to automatically redirect you back to our site. And what that does is it opens a slot for you. And you basically are purchasing a mainland parcel slot. And then once that purchase is completed, then you can go to the mainland and claim your parcel. And there are many, I think there's 79, almost 80 parcels there that are free for the taking. In order to claim your parcel, there's none of this right click buy the land stuff. There's simply a prim on each parcel that's available. You simply click it, and that prim transfers ownership of that parcel to you, and then the box disappears. So it's a very simple process. And then it's yours. You have ownership, so you can terraform, you can change the stream. Lots of things that you can't do on the free land, you can do on mainland here, similar to mainland in SL, and I think even in Worlds has a mainland, if I'm not mistaken. You know, you own that parcel of land. It's a quarter sim, so it's pretty big parcels. You get 1,500 prims, and again, the only requirement is that you keep it residential only. So that's done. We're in the process of making some.
Finding mainland.
Oh, and to find mainland, even right now, if you were to open your map and type in the word Austrium in search, you will see the mainland continent come up on the map. You'll see all the little dollar signs. Each dollar sign represents a parcel that's available. Okay. There's a kiosk with mainland information. If you have questions, there's a note card giver at the welcome zone, and it also gives you a landmark to an information portal at the southeastern side of the continent with another kiosk. You can also just search in places. You can search mainland, and it will bring that location up for you and take you there, and you can get the information you need that way. So that's been rolled out effective the 1st, and we'll continue to make improvements, and we'll expand that continent as needed, or we'll add additional continents, or we'll work something out, but that may grow, so just see how it goes. But it's just another offering, another option for our members, for those who want to have a vested interest and invest here in IO, but maybe the sim prices are a little too steep for them, who knows. It's just another alternative option to own land here. What's the next thing I wanted to talk about? Classifieds. I had a very good question come to me from somebody regarding the classifieds and why do we delete them. I just wanted to touch base on this. Second Life, and then we will talk about Second Life, we'll talk about the other open sim grids that are out there. Not by name, but basically a lot of them, what they do is they either don't charge for classifieds, okay, or they do charge for them and it auto renews every week. And like Second Life, for example, they charge you for classifieds, and your classified runs for as long as you have that auto renew checked, or your account runs out of money. Whichever one happens first, then the classified ends. Well, we sort of pride ourselves in not nickeling and diming our residents to death with little things like charging for classifieds. So we had to come up with an alternate solution for how do we control this, because we had issues where someone would come onto the grid, create a classified, and then log off and never come back. Or their store would move and they wouldn't change the classified. We had an issue where we had hundreds of classifieds that were just no good. People would try and teleport to them and the location was gone or changed or whatever, and it becomes frustrating for the consumer who's looking for a store or looking for a product, and they see it in search and like, ooh, cool, I'm going to go to the store and buy this hair or buy these clothes, and only to find out that that classified is no longer valid. And the person who created it hasn't been logged on in over 6 months. Well, they have no intention on coming back and unchecking the box or deleting the classified. So we have to do something to keep that clean. So what we did was we decided to set a time period, what we believe to be a reasonable time period, and then purge the classifieds that are that many days old or older. So we chose 60 days as an amount of time that we felt was reasonable. Now, what I've decided to do, I had some conversations with Sugar about this, and we have decided to expand and increase that length of time to 90 days. So effective today, it's a 90-day period instead of 60 days. So that means you only have to recreate your classified once every quarter or 4 times a year. So it's not as, it's not as frequent, but it's still something that you might want to just keep an eye on. If you need a timer script or if you need some sort of reminder, we can help you with developing a script in World or something that will send you an IM and remind you, hey, you need to, renew your classifieds. Okay, yeah, Sophia says she'll be talking to me about that. Okay, then I will move on. Okay, but that change was made today. It's now 90 days. Landowner Tools. I'm going to talk about Landowner Tools. We have some new landowners, and they may not be in this meeting, but hopefully they'll be watching this video. We have a great deal of amount of tools available to our region owners. Some grids will have you restart your region from in-world, similar to how you do in SL. We found that to be problematic because what actually happens behind the scenes when you do a restart from, let's say, the estate tools, it does a restart, but it doesn't completely shut the simulator down, and therefore it doesn't release resources. So you're really not getting the benefits of restarting your region like you would hope it would. So what we have done is, this was way back, we created the region manager tools, which allow you to do a complete restart, which actually, in fact, shuts the simulator down completely and relaunches it. So that's one of the tools I would advise you to, take advantage of that. Restart your region on a regular basis. We also now have new tools that allow you to schedule restarts. So if you have a sim and you know that it's pretty busy, you can set up a recurring restart schedule. So I can go on there and I can say, you know what, I want my region to restart every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 a.m. And the system will do those restarts for you behind the scenes without you having to log on to the website, be in World or anything. So that's relatively new. I think we implemented that a few months ago. But I just want to remind everybody of that tool is available to you. We also allow backups of your regions and restores of your regions. The backups does a true OAR backup and stores the OAR on our internal servers here. And those OAR files sit there and are available to you to be restored at your convenience. So a good example of how this might be used is, let's say for Christmas time, you spend hours and hours and days decorating your sim for Christmas. And then Christmas is over and you're like, okay, well, I now want to make my sim look different now because it's a different holiday. You can take an OAR backup of your sim, and we'll hold on to that backup for as long as you own your region. So if you own your region for a year and Christmas comes around next year, guess what? You can just restore that OAR from the previous year, and it will load that OAR back onto your sim. And so you're not having to redo all that work. So that's just one example of how you might use that feature. We do backups daily of every region on the grid for disaster recovery purposes, but this is more of a convenience for you as the region owner to be able to have some control. You're allowed to keep up to 5 backups for each region that you own on file at all times. You can delete the ones you don't want, you keep the ones you do want, and so on. So you have control over that. So we have the restarts, we have the scheduled recurring restarts, we have the backups, and then we have the restores. So those are the region owner tools that are available to you. Become familiar with them. If you have questions about them, you're not sure how they work, or you're not sure how they benefit you, please don't hesitate to send me an instant message, a note card in my mailbox at the Welcome Zone. I'd be more than happy to sit down with you or respond to you in a note card, how those work and answer any questions or concerns that you might have. So that's that. IO URLs. We've been having an issue with this for a little while now, and it's still an issue, but I just wanted to give everybody a heads up and let you know that I'm still, now that the mainland is rolled out, now that the new changes for the new rental boxes for the free land are rolled out, I can divert my attention back to this issue and try and get it resolved as quickly as possible, because like SL and I think Nation and I believe in Worlds, they have location-based linking. We've had that also, but we're having an issue with the IO URLs loading correctly. So I'm aware of the issue and working on it. There's something with our web host did something on their server, and I'm still trying to kind of nail down what's causing the problem. But just to let you know, I'm aware of it and working on it. Marketplace. We have an online marketplace where you can purchase items on our website and they are delivered to your avatar in World. You can also purchase items on the website and have them delivered to another avatar in World as a gift. The only requirement is that the person who's receiving the item, either yourself or whoever you're buying it as a gift for, they must be logged in order to receive the item. Listing the products on the marketplace is very similar to SL, I believe. Back in the day when I was in SL, you had the magic box, you had to res it out, and then you put your items in the box, and then from there items were delivered from the market box. I believe they've recently changed that, where you're creating a folder in your inventory and the items are delivered that way from your inventory to the consumer's inventory. That's how it works here. We do, however, have some restrictions. When we first rolled this out, we wanted to make sure that we would do this in a way that we would have people selling product in World as well as on the marketplace, and not just on the marketplace, because we want content in World. Not everybody's comfortable with purchasing things off a website, so we don't want just people resing a market box and selling stuff on the marketplace and not selling their product in World. So what we do is we require that in order to res and register the market box, you have to res it on a place that's not a public sim. They won't register if you res them on the free land. They won't register if you res them on a public sim. But if you're renting a store from somebody, renting a parcel, if you own a parcel, sorry, that's our phone, own a parcel, own a region, you can res your market box there. Okay. Tommy says he got it. He answered the phone for us. Cool. Tell him to leave a message. I'll get back to him. So that's the reason why we do that, because we don't want, just a million things on the marketplace, but no product being sold in World. So that's the way we do that. If you have questions about how that process works, or if questions regarding the policy and the decisions we've made as to how that's been implemented, again, please don't hesitate to contact myself, contact Sugar, contact Sophia. We would be happy to sit down and talk to you about it. Everything that we do here, every decision that we make, we do because we believe that it is in the best interest of our residents, of our grid as a whole, and to help stimulate growth here. And so that's, the decisions we make, right or wrong or indifferent, we make them because we believe it's the best thing.
I just wanted to point out that all the things for the marketing, the policies, and why you're not able to res on the free land and things, that has never changed. That has been our policies right from the very start. So no policy changes there. That's what it is.
Right. Yeah. That policy has been in place since we rolled out the marketplace. I just wanted to kind of reiterate and explain for those who may not be aware or have not tried using the marketplace or selling items on the marketplace. That is always an option for you. Okay. Forums. Last month we announced that we were going to be moving the forums off of the information portal website onto our main website. That has been done. If you look at our website, www.islandoasis.biz, you will see at the top menu and link for forums. It's a standard forum format, very simple to use. We have some people very active in there. I would like to see everybody active in there. If you have ideas for additional topics, additional forum ideas, please don't hesitate to send me an IM or let me know, but that's out there for you. It's a good place for people to ask questions and have questions answered. I monitor those forums daily. I'm not sure if Sophia does, but I would venture to think that she probably does. So it's a good place, and it's also a place to post tips and tricks for other residents. For example, someone wanted a script for a tip board that would show a profile picture. Well, we didn't have anything like that, so I had to develop a function to do that, and then I wrote a sample script and I posted it up there. So it's a good place for you to, hey, I have this script, it's really handy. I'll post it up there and people can take a copy of it and use it however you wish. So it's a good way for members to talk to each other outside of the grid, outside of the viewer window, so to speak. So it's there, it's available for you, and I'd like to see more and more people using it. That's all I had on my list. So I'm going to hand this back over to Sugar, or should I just hand it over to Sophia? Yeah. Okay, then I'm going to hand this over to Sophia. Thank you, everybody, and talk to you later.
Okay, can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Sorry, I have so many things up on my screen I can't hardly see it or move. I'm notorious for talking too fast, so I'll try to slow it down today. I'm Sophia Polito, and I'm here with the marketing department, but as Sugar mentioned, I do a lot of other things here as well, so you might see me flitting around the grid from place to place. The marketing department is also hiring staff. We do things in and out of World. One of the things that we do in World is we have some programs to help merchants market themselves more effectively. We have a note card that any member of the marketing department staff can hand you. It's support for merchants. If anyone needs one of those, let me know. It'll give you links to our Facebook, to our all sorts of helpful hints, our Flickr, Pinterest, in-world things like classifieds, groups, that. Damien had mentioned the classified tool. Thanks to our own Diana Herberg, as a matter of fact, who has just written a new ad tracker. We previously had a 60-day classified ad tracker, and it was wonderful because you could just resident world, click it, and it literally counted down the 60 days so you know when your ad was going to be done. The problem is it needed to be improved because what happened at the end of the 60 days is a prim literally disappeared. So if you forgot you rezzed it, you probably didn't notice it was gone. And it didn't IM you at all, it didn't send you a message, it didn't change a color. There was nothing to kind of give you this bigger heads up except for the fact that it disappeared. So while in theory it was great, if you paid attention to it, you would know when the classified was done and you could simply res another one. Thanks to Diane, who has been working on scripting a new classifieds reminder. We'll have a tool for you. Now, since we just had the recent change from 60 to 90 days, we'll have to rewrite that a little bit to make it effective for the 90 days. But what it does is it actually messages you prior to your ad expiring, so you have a heads up. Thank you, Diana. So that you will have a heads up. What we'll do is we'll distribute this through group notices in both the Java joint and IO chat, and the reason why we're choosing those two groups is those are grid-owned groups, so we will send those out free to everyone to use. Meanwhile, we'll also have it always available at the marketing department so anybody can stop there. If anyone doesn't know where the marketing department is located, it's here in this region. We do have a teleporter to the back of the room here, or the back of this area, and that gets you to the various areas here within this SAM marketing department will be one of them. But thank you, Diana, by the way. But we will make that available soon to people so that it'll function with your new 90-day ads. Get rid of that note card. I wanted to talk about merchant ads that we offer. We do actual offer ads. I'm going to paste this in local so everybody can kind of follow along if that's a little bit easier. I think it is. We do sell advertising on our splash page, and it's $10 for only 30 days. We sell ads on our marketplace, and that's $5 for 30 days. But if you want to do both, you get a little bit of an extra savings. It's only $12, and that shows for 30 days. So we do have a limited number of advertising slots available for each month. It's kind of first come, first serve sort of a thing. So once you have payment received, the ad will always appear the next calendar month. So you can submit your ad at any time, but it will begin on the first of the next calendar month. We do typically recommend about a 1024 by 512 as far as the size for your ad. If anybody needs help with their ad, just let any one of us know. Sugar, me, Damien, I mean, we can certainly help you out. To end up placing that ad, we just need you to log into the members area on our website. And after you've logged in, to the left you'll see where it says merchant ad form, and that's where you would go ahead and submit your ad for that. I have had a few people come and say, well, isn't there any way to get an ad that is using enrolled currency? For those ads, no, we don't. What we have come up with is an additional ads on our information portal. It's our news site. And we're trying to make it more affordable for people as well, so that you now have an increased number of places that you can advertise yourself. But not only that, now you have another option. So it's kind of worth it to do both. But we're trying to keep it into an affordable means. So the news page on the information portal obviously is the most visited page. The longest people are on the page. But I'm going to limit only 5 ads to that page, so it's not too heavily saturated. But that would be enrolled currency of only 500, and that would cover an entire month. The business directory page that we have on the information portal would be $250 a month, and any other page, it would just be a random page, would be 100. There is a place to go on the information portal and literally submit your ad there. You can purchase the ad space enrolled again at the marketing department. That'll be available here. I'm going to go ahead and paste this link if anyone's interested in reading more about it. I don't want to be too long-winded and go into too much detail. If people are interested, you can follow the link and kind of learn a little bit more about that. We've been working a lot with the Pay It Forward program and the Shop the Blocks program, thanks to Gia and Diana. And I do want to give a special thank you to those merchants who have stepped forward and are now actively participating in the Pay It Forward program. And that's Amethyst Mamehan. I'm not sure if I'm saying her name correctly. She has AME Main Store. Candy Bar from Candy Bar Creations. Crystal Trellis of Diamond Style, who, by the way, is celebrating her 3rd year in business as of this month. Diana Herberg of Diana's Homemade Creations. Elvira Bearsfoot of Elvie & Company, Aaron Longer and Carl Tremont of DHI for Dream Home Improvements, Finn Lanzius of F&F Creations Fine Art, Froggy Pond of Froggy's Funsations. Hey, Froggy. Gia Valentine of Fashion Plate and Gia Valentine of Green Thumb Nursery, Gritka Ment of Fabrique, Jilly Topaz Wasp of Jilly's Nest, Coz Mazar, again, I'm not sure if I'm saying that name correctly, of Creative Finds, Leah Karma and Valeriana Weston of Valeriana's and Valeriana's 2, Miss W of Weatherbees, Nigel 5 of Nigel's Workshop, Wood Shop, Susie Rosca of Lazy Days Furniture. Our Pay It Forward program, we have 2 managers for that. That is Gia and Diana. Diana, can you stand a moment and kind of tell people a little bit about the Pay It Forward program?
Sure, I'd love to. My name's Diana Herberg. I'm a member of the Public Relations team for the marketing department. Pay It Forward, as you may already know, means doing a good deed to help someone else out. because at one time someone has helped each of us. Here on Island Oasis, Pay It Forward is the program in which the merchants set out free gifts for the residents to pick up. You can recognize a Pay It Forward merchant by the distinctive kiosk set near the entrance to their store. When you touch the kiosk, you receive a note card that lists all of the merchants that Sophia just listed, the ones that participate in the program. And right now we're updating that pretty frequently, almost once a week. So Gia, Elvira, Beresford, and I, along with Sophia, have worked very hard to bring that list up to date, to make sure all the kiosks have been updated, and just to make sure that everything's working the way it should. So if you're a merchant who wants to participate, please contact Gia or I, or pick up information at the Welcome Zone in one of those information kiosks. It has the same Pay It Forward logo on it. As part of our contact with the merchants, we also offer a number of marketing suggestions, some of which Sophia's listed. There are so many, and a lot of them are free. So we will help to raise the visibility of your business in Island Oasis and to the community. That's about it, I think. Thanks, Sophia.
Thank you, Diana. The other program we've been working on quite a bit